What's up, Juventini? Alberto here, and I've got all your Juventus news, all right? We're going to take a look at the Fagioli deposition that was given to prosecution, all right? So all the details come out. We're going to tackle that one, and I'm going to share my thoughts, and I can't wait to hear yours in the comments section. Nico Schira crushing our dreams, unfortunately, of Kefren Thuram in January. We'll take a look at what he had to say. Vlahovic, interesting reports today about his contract extension with Juventus. And then, of course, we'll take a look at his fitness and Federico Chiesa's heading into that big matchup this Sunday against Milan. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content if you enjoy it. This is the AJC. Let's rock. We're going to kick things off with Fagioli's deposition given to prosecution. It has all the details, and he says this started in the youth system for him. But he did state that Juventus clearly laid out the ground rules of what was forbidden, all right, and he still ended up going with choosing to bet on football. Never did he ever bet on anything involving Juventus, all right? So there's one thing there. At one point, he says he was 3 million euros in debt. He said there was bookies threatening to break his legs, okay? And he also states he lied to teammates. Federico Gatti is the one he named to get 40K out of Gatti, to which he still owes, all right, and Gatti has been asking him for. He also shared his thoughts on the crying incident in regards to that Sassuolo match where he made the mistake. I remember that scenario vividly, and the majority of the fan base, large majority of the fan base, said he's only crying. We don't need to attack him. He's only crying because he cares so much, and that's what it means to wear the shirt. Well, in the deposition, he states at that point, he had reached such a low that he couldn't see a way out, and it consumed him and it took over, and he just absolutely broke down. So he ties it to this. And now this probably lets people's theories out that his performance and us wanting more, me being saying that for this season, that I want more, I expect more out of Fagioli and whatnot. Maybe, just maybe, all of this is exactly what was weighing him down. But I remember that situation where he was crying, and I had a completely different stance than the large majority, and I said, I don't like it. I don't like seeing him cry over a mistake in a regular season game to Sassuolo. It's not a Champions League final. And I remember saying, if he's breaking down like this, to me, he's carrying way too much, and he's not playing with a clear mind. And never, ever would I have guessed it was to this degree of something going on with Fagioli. I question whether or not he could handle the capability and the responsibility of playing for Juventus, but never would I have imagined a gambling scandal or being in debt somewhere around 3 million euros. So again, it's all crazy, wild to hear from his own words and everything, and what he's gone through and everything. But it's disappointing, it's infuriating, and it's sad. And, you just wish at this point he's got the 1 year ban. It's 12 months, but reduced by 5 months because of the plea deal. He's going to rehab. He's paid a fine. He worked with prosecution, so it becomes 7 months. He's still going to be training with Juventus. And again, there's going to be fans on both sides of the fences. I have my own personal feelings through personal situations that I've gone through in terms of people very close to me and addiction. So I feel certain strong way, and I will share more on the live when we get previewing the Milan match. But everybody's got their own stance of this. The one thing is he's with us. He's training with us for the rest of the season. I hope this clears everything for him, and that hopefully he can hit the potential that his career, everybody wanted for him in his career. Okay, hopefully we can all put this behind, and hopefully he can as well. Says he's working to clear off his debts and then move forward. I hope the rehab works. I hope he's learned his lesson, and we can all move forward. Whatever the club decides, I will back 100%. Now, we get to Nico Schira, unfortunately crushing our dreams with Kefren Thuram. Not coming in January. He says Nice won't do it as they're battling for Champions League spot. His stock continues to rise. Expect a bidding war in the summer. That is something I've been saying for a while. It didn't seem realistic or logical for a January move, all right? But Nico Schira did give us this beauty, because I'm fully aboard the Samardzic train. Talks could begin next week between Juventus and the player and his entourage about a potential move in January. Bring me Samardzic. All right, now we get to contract extension talks. Gatti's extension is done to 2028. Pay increase The only thing waiting is the player's signature. Should be done very, very soon. And it's fantastic news to hear he is not involved in the gambling investigations whatsoever, as his name was brought up on one of those 2 audio clips from Fabrizio Corona. So great to hear he's not involved in investigations. All right. He will not be making my video of when kit collecting goes wrong, as I have him on this year's home kit. So there you go. Fantastic news there. Rugani set to get extended to 2026. Just waiting for that to spark up. Locatelli's contract extension talks will begin in about a week and a half, according to Mirko Di Natale. Vlahovic is an interesting contract extension report that comes out today, because they're saying he's not keen on spreading out the salary, which is what Juventus is trying to do with all these contract extensions, is spread out the salary, bring the annual salary cost down. Now, he's not willing to do that. We also heard a few weeks ago, worth noting, that he wanted a release clause in there. So if this situation keeps going the way it is, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a strong season and Juve put him for sale this summer. We'll have to see what happens with this contract extension in Vlahovic, but it's going to be very, very interesting, because they might look at some options to help the finances out and maybe look to sell him, especially if he has a strong season. It's going to be interesting to follow, but some weird reports about him and how he feels about these extensions. We don't know what's true or not, and all we can do is continue to follow the situation. As far as his fitness goes, he should be full systems go for the match Sunday against Milan. Chiesa trained separately from the group today. I think he's going to be in, not off the start against Milan, but I think he's going to at least make the bench. We'll know more in the coming days. The rest of the players on international duty, half of them arrived this morning to Contenassa. The other half will arrive tomorrow, and then we will be training in full for that big match Sunday. All right, that wraps up your news break to today, everybody. You guys know the drill. The Fagioli deposition. Let me know what you think. This weird contract extension things with Vlahovic. Let me know how you feel about everything. And Samardzic, are you fully aboard the Samardzic train with me? Choo choo. Let's rock, everybody. Let me know in the comment section. Let's mix it up. I'll be back tomorrow with another daily update video. As always, no matter what, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao tutti.